like Barstool's bringing in guys every single weekend. Where
Really?
it's like, there's a lot of times where they bring in these guys and have to pull them.
Do they send you up there like, hey, bro, you got to go get him off?
Yeah.
Or are you ever like, let me talk to him?
See, and that's what I feel like, where it's like the couple times that I've done it, I'm like, I instantly feel like this dude just hates me now.
If it was somebody that I vouched for and they were like, hey, bro, get your boy, I'd be like, all right, cool. But if like I'm just the opener closer, if I'm the resident and like management decides to book someone and they want me to do their dirty work, I might be like, no.
Yeah.
That's you booked this dude. What do you mean?
Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is...
Welcome back to the Party with Strategy podcast, special edition, nighttime filming. After, going out and having some fun, brought my boy back here. It's going to be a fun episode. This is another podcaster, which we don't normally get in here. It's tough to find other pods to be on. I've found at least. Someone I've known for a long time, homie for quite some time. He's based out of Nashville, but originally from Milwaukee. The big dick, almost daddy. Milwaukee's finest, my boy, DJ DEX. Welcome.
I was waiting for what the intro was going to be. I didn't know what you were going to bring for us.
Well, I had to bring it to him straight and real. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's different being on this side of the pod.
Yeah.
I'm usually in your seat where you're asking the questions.
It's so much nicer to be a guest on a podcast where you just get to go and sit and you're like, yeah, whatever. Throw whatever you got at me and I'll respond accordingly. Yeah. And you don't have to carry it and you don't have to fucking have any worries about how it's going or all that. It's nice.
I'm OCD as fuck about my shit. Like you've seen, obviously, from when you and Cutswell did it, where it's like I got a fucking whole ass outline and all that shit where I prep it. I do research on like the guests and I'm like, all right, let's set this shit up. So
I just wing it.
Which I've done it too.
I just wing it. I like to wing it. We see what happens.
Sometimes people are just like in town and you're like, all right, cool. Like I got to get them on while they're in town. So you just have to just fucking wing.
I mean, if it's someone I don't know well, then I'll do a little bit of research. I have some backup questions for sure in case I do get caught up and you're just like dead air, you know?
Yeah, just sitting in the bank.
I've known you for so long. I feel like we could just shoot the shit.
Easy.
And, we've done some things. And I wanted to maybe start the pod on we could leave it at that. Or we could delve into that.
What do you want to delve into? What's on your mind? What's like the first thing that comes into your head of things that we've done?
Well, there was definitely one night where I didn't remember where I parked my car.
Yeah.
And I may have stumbled into your room thinking that I parked it in there, and you were a little busy, we'll say.
But that wasn't where you parked your car.
It was definitely not where I parked my car. But other things were being parked.
Yeah, they got parked.
Yeah. We've had, you were a very big, integral part of the Send Nudes movement. Dolo was going out to Milwaukee, DJing at Dick's. Yeah. My Snapchat was just starting to bubble. I was doing crazy stuff, all that. You knew Dolo. Dolo put you and like the other homies in Milwaukee on my Snap. And I remember... you would just constantly, you were like, yo, you got to follow this guy. You got to follow this guy. Like 100%, I owe definitely a big portion of my Milwaukee following, which was a huge part of the whole thing, to your dedication to the brand, to spreading the movement.
Which is crazy because I don't even really remember that.
Yeah, definitely, you were a foot soldier for the Send Nudes movement, for sure.
Well, I know we used to DJ together all the time at fucking like Sight and then other
even
spots.
Before that, when I first met you, were bartending.
Yeah. Well, that's what, when Dolo was doing shit at like Dick's, I would still be bartending, so.
This is pre-DJ DEX.
Yeah.
This is just Declan.
This is bartender DEX, manager DEX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you even Dex? I didn't even know that DEX was a thing. It was just Declan.
This would have been Declan or Dickless.
Dickless was big, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did that even come from?
Travis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts to Travis. Where's he been? He's
Madison,
still in Madison?
Maybe? Yeah. Helping out with the Badgers and doing all their shit for all the NIL stuff for the players and mentoring and helping all these student athletes make fucking money. So
that's good.
It's dope.
And I know, you know, being on a different podcast, being out of your comfort zone, you're not in your own home. I know even if we shoot this pod like off site somewhere, it's a different feeling. You don't have like, I mean, I shoot this in my crib, so I'm obviously at home and the most comfortable that I could be. Anything outside of that, there's a little bit of uncomfort. So I wanted to smoke a hookah for you and just make sure that you felt at least somewhat at home.
Fully comfortable.
Yeah.
This is strategy. Like this is how I know you just got a hookah.
Yeah.
Fucking sitting here, big ass pineapple on it. You guys can't see it probably, but he's hitting it.
Pull up to Plum Lounge before Lucid opens. We're smoking a hookah in the booth.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, you know, see what I can make happen with anybody in any vicinity of the DJ booth.
Yeah.
It was good times over there.
Very good times.
I miss Milwaukee. It doesn't seem like anyone really plays out there anymore other than Gordo and Metro are doing Bodega, which is like kind of a Latin spot, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so that makes sense.
Yeah, because 720 brings people out, but I mean, most of the people that they're going to bring out will be like scam people.
Do they even do that anymore? I feel like it's
really.
Just Mr. New York. I mean,
Eddie and Brandon.
Can we? God damn it, Mr. New York! It's time for you to move out of Milwaukee. I mean, if you don't fucking leave, we can't go there and play anymore. Because you know what are you doing?
Everywhere.
You're fucking running everything.
Yeah,
he's got to advance so that we can get back in there.
Someone's got to move out.
Go to LA, bro.
Go to New York.
Go to New York. Do something. No, I'm
Get
kidding.
the fuck out of Milwaukee. Yeah. No, I think Bodega is probably the only place that's really bringing in. I mean, I don't even really know. I don't fucking go to Milwaukee. I literally haven't been back to Milwaukee since probably like last Christmas. So
yeah, what inspired your move even? I mean, you did it. I feel like you're playing every card perfectly at the exact moment for what it is. You're doing well. You hit the jackpot on going to Nashville. Did you know that Nashville would have a boom like that, or was it just a coincidence that you ended up there and they also have this big boom happening?
No, like Maddie, my girlfriend Maddie got into cardiovascular perfusion school. So she runs the bypass machine for like heart and lung transplants. So she was already a nurse, was going for her master's for perfusion, and she was looking at Lipscomb, which is a school in Nashville. Her uncle is a perfusionist in Nashville already that works at Vanderbilt Hospital. So she was looking there, and then she was taking like classes at Arizona State. So we were basically like, it was going to be one of the two. Where if it was Arizona State, I was like, cool. Like if we go to fucking Scottsdale, like for me, I was like, I would have preferred it because I had more connections there. Where Nashville, like I didn't. Darren was the only one that I knew, and then
was
like,
he out there already at that time?
He was out there like a year prior to me.
Okay,
because he's been out there 3 years. I've been out there 2 years now. And then Diesel, I had never actually met Diesel.
Hold on. Mr. Diesel.
Mr. Diesel. No.
Mr. Diesel.
Yes, I forgot.
We don't want any copyright issues. Mr. Diesel.
So Mr. Diesel, formerly known as Diesel.
True.
I had never actually met prior to being out in Nashville. Like he booked me at Hefe before, but I'd never met him. We just like followed each other on Instagram, and he did the booking, so that's all it was. So we had like slightly connected,
interacted.
Yeah. But coming out to Nashville, like that was it. That's Darren. Darren was obviously the homie. Like I've known Darren as long as I've known you. So when I moved out there, I wasn't even like really trying to DJ. I was still working at Apple, and I was like, cool. Like I'm making money at Apple. Like when the DJ shit comes, it'll come. But I didn't want to like force myself into anything. And then like Eric Sanchez was working out here at Whiskey Row in Nashville. So I was like, yeah, I could be the dude and hit him up and be like, yo, like, let me get in here, try and work my way into it and try and like ask him to help me out. But I wanted to earn it. Like I wanted to have the people asking me to come and DJ instead of being like me knocking on every bar's door and be like, hey, I'm new here. Like, what do I got to do to DJ here? And ended up kind of like working my way in because of Darren, where one of the spots like needed a DJ, and he was like, yo, my buddy just moved to town, hit him up. And that's how I got my foot in the door with one of the agencies out there. And from there it was just like, you're just in. So But yeah, it was initially just from like Maddie moving out there and got to Nashville. I was like, I don't give a fuck where we move. Like I can obviously DJ wherever. Like it's just a matter of getting your foot in the door.
Yeah, and you followed love.
Yeah,
you followed love.
That's right.
You didn't lead with DJ monetary gains. You led with love, and I think that's why you're winning. Yeah, at the moment.
She's the best, man. It's obviously like you have your girl now. You're a changed man.
That's my baby.
We love you. Yeah,
that's my sweet angel.
That's how I am, man. Maddie is literally the rock that has changed a lot of things that I do.
Yeah, same.
Some of it is still in works that I have not changed yet.
What are you working on?
You know,
Let's speak on that.
I don't vacuum as much as she likes. I don't dust as much as she likes. It's like I'm never gonna just get out a fucking duster and start dusting, you know?
Yeah,
and that upsets her.
And you know, is that your job? Is that because like I have my job's the dishes. I'm the dishes guy.
I'll always do the dishes.
The dishes, I'll take that.
Fold laundry.
I'm not. I hate laundry. Okay. I have such a traumatic experience with laundry throughout my life.
What traumatic experience?
Bro, my mom started making me do my own laundry when I was in like 5th grade.
Okay.
And like none of my friends had to do that. Their fucking parents did their laundry for them, but I'm in here slaving away in the dark, disgusting laundry room. And just ever since then, I've been like, the day that comes where I don't have to do my laundry anymore, I will never do it. Yeah. And for years, I drop my laundry off at a pay by pound place. Drop it off, they wash it, they fold it, they give it back to you in a bag. Did that for years.
You would spend money just to have other people do that?
Oh my God. That's the first thing I ever spent money. I was working at Jimmy John's spending money on that. Like, that was the first thing.
I did not have enough money to be spending on that, but I would still do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Man. I hate laundry.
Yeah. It's never good, especially you get backed up where it's like you got 2-3 loads and then you're like, fuck, now I got to fold all this. But
yeah, I would just buy new boxers, buy new socks, wear things that I shouldn't be wearing. I hate laundry, bro.
Yeah.
But no, the dishes, I never had a problem with that. I'm into that. Throw a pot on, do the dishes, zone out.
Yeah. Knock out some work.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's she's great. And then Nashville's been awesome. And I appreciate like what you were saying of just like making the right moves where I've been very blessed now to be in the opportunity, like having the opportunity that I'm in right now.
Which is what?
With Barstool and just like where I'm at with DJing and my career in DJing and where I want to be. And then being in school out there now too, where it's like now I can learn a little bit more about music and put that toward furthering my career, not only as like a DJ, but to what else I want to do, where I'm learning more in music production, in audio engineering, in other things that I'd want to do as far as like a music career goes in business, where it's like, if I want to go work for a record label and do A&R or whatever else I want to do. So it's dope.
Yeah. So what's the ultimate goal as of now? You want to produce? You want to put out your own original music?
I'd like to.
What kind of stuff?
I would do, just house EDM stuff. Just I would like to get to the point where it's like I'm good enough to be able to pump out edits and remixes as much as like a Rick Wonder or like a Kazes or a Beat Breaker, like these dudes that are just like every DJ is playing their stuff, but then also like being able to make your own shit too. Where I look at like Rick as a guy that's like popping in that field right now, where he has found like his own sound. Like, you know, when you are downloading like a Kazes edit or a Rick Wonder edit, like, you know what it's going to sound like, but then he's also making his own stuff too and putting that out too. Yeah.
So would you want to be like an editor for a
like exclusive with a record pool?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the better route is with that. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people that do that. And I don't really know like how that would work if it benefits you to be exclusive with like one record pool, or if it benefits you more to just send your shit out to all the pools, and then you're on Club Killers, you're on DJ City, you're on BPM, you're on Headliner, where then you're getting access to more DJs who possibly don't have that one record pool that you're exclusive to, and see your edits and stuff on another one too. So
yeah, I mean, I can't speak to that whatsoever. I know nothing about editing. I always like wonder, it's always been a question of mine, is like, how much could they really be getting paid? I mean, maybe they're getting paid fat. I don't know.
Well,
I tried to ask DeVille when he was on the pod, and he like sidestepped it, and he even gave a little bit of answers, but made me cut it out of the pod actually.
Okay.
Because he was like, yo, we're going through something. Things are happening behind the scenes. It's a bad look to be talking money. Like, we got to cut that out. So it was cut out of the pod.
See, but I don't know, like, have you been following, like, so BPM Supreme just got a bunch of these guys. Like, Rivas went over there. Beatbreaker went over there. NASA went over there. I think, like, Alex Dynamics went over there. Like, all these dudes that were, like, Rivas was on Club Killers. Beatbreaker was on HMC.
NASA was Club Killers, where I look at that kind of stuff and I'm like, all right, so what's BPM paying these dudes? Well, word on the street is that BPM was really going for a big rebrand, and they put out a bunch of money. Like, they put up like more dough than anyone's ever put up before to steal these guys.
That's what I'm saying. So there had to be a good amount put in for them to leave like these other pools.
Right. But like, what's a good amount? Because relative to the amount of work that you're doing, and I don't know how much work it takes to make an edit necessarily. In my mind, I'm envisioning, as a DJ, you do a mix and you're like, oh, that's a sick ass mix, I'll turn it into an edit. So I can't imagine it's taking a mass amount of time. Maybe it's an hour to make one edit, and because you already have the idea, you know it works, you put it together, you whip it up. Some of these guys are fucking wicked fast on Ableton. So like, what I don't know relative to the amount of work that it is, like how much money you're getting, how much it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I've always really wanted to have someone on the pod and just break it down. Like,
that's what I want to know, like what they like, or like JB or like even Steve. Like, feel like I've like tried to talk to them about it, where it's like Kazes has told me he has like a quota for like HMC, but I've never asked him like how much money.
We gotta get the dollar amount.
Yeah, because I want to know, like, especially if you're pumping out 20, 30 edits in a month. And I think about it too, where it's like, what about the guys that are literally just making like the intro edits?
Yeah.
Like, that's your job, is just like, hey, this song came out, make an 8-bar intro, make the clean, make the dirty, do all that shit. Like,
and also that I feel like AI has
probably helped a lot.
Helped in the terms of like making it so much more easily accessible to make a good intro edit, and also hurt those guys who are just focusing on intro edits, because before you'd have to like really work to chop up drums to like take them out of the song and bring them into like this intro edit. But now you just click a button in Serato, you have the instrumental,
you have the stems.
So I don't know, but where the fuck did even Steve come from? Let's be honest.
He's a Milwaukee guy.
I know. I'm saying, like, I was in Milwaukee all the time.
Yeah.
Always in Milwaukee. I feel like I knew all the DJs. I never fucking met even Steve. I never heard his name. Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, now I subscribe to his Patreon. He's one of my favorite editors. I was actually one night at Liquor Box. He came down from the light booth with Romeo, and he was like, yo, good shit, bro. I liked your set. Like, thanks for playing my edit. And I was like, what?
You're like, who the fuck are you?
Edit? Yeah, I was like, who are you? Long ass hair and shit, looking like he just got done listening to Fall Out Boy or something. Like, I was like, wait, what? And then, I met him that night, and then I started listening to his shit. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, yo, this dude's super tight. I subscribed to his Patreon.
I met him in Milwaukee, like, dude, I don't even remember like how I actually met him, but I like put him on in Milwaukee to get into like Trinity and Harp and all these other spots. And I think this is like before he's on Club Killers and everything. It was just from like me when I was running my podcast and stuff. And I don't even know like how I got introduced to him or anything, But then I like listened to him DJ, and I talked to like the owners of like Trinity and Harp, and I was like, yo, you guys gotta get this guy in here.
He's raw.
Yeah.
As fuck.
And then they started DJing like Trinity and Harp, and then got into like all the other spots in Milwaukee. Now he's out in fucking New York, killing it out there. And
with your boy.
Yeah, your boy.
Well, we're friends again.
Yeah, I'm happy you are.
He reached out. We made up.
Good. He's good shit. I think he's gonna be a very, very, very talented editor and remixer too. So
yeah, his stuff's good. I never like really hated him. I love talking shit. So
yeah,
like
I know
I'll talk shit.
Trolling is fun.
Trolling, yeah.
Yeah, and he does too. So neither of you guys were helping each other.
And then I recently hit up Cutswell and I was like, yo, did Parker reach out to you and apologize? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, just me?
Yeah. Well, because I don't think Cutswell like said anything on like that other post. So
yeah,
he probably didn't feel the need to. So, but yeah, he's good shit. And then, I mean, Steve is fucking the nicest dude ever too.
Yeah, I don't know him at all other than meeting him for the quick second at Liquor.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems like a good dude. I like his shit. I've never been big, like it's taken me kind of a lot to start playing more fully edited tracks that are like one song that maybe even mixes itself into another song.
Yeah,
I've always
it's a mashup.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I always felt like that was cheating.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can do that. Like, I can just do that. I could play this song and I could loop that part and I could play this other song. And like, to me, that's what DJing is.
Mm-hmm.
So I always held on to like, that's cheating.
Yeah.
But now I'm cheating.
You play his Justin Bieber, Belinda Carlisle edit?
No, I don't even know it.
Dude, that's like, it's Belinda Carlisle, fucking... Ooh, baby, do you know that?
And then it goes into baby, baby,
yeah.
baby.
And it's even Steve edit.
I might have to get that one.
Staple in my sets.
I might have to get that.
But that's one where you'd be like, I fucking would just do this myself.
Yeah.
Which is what Steve did. Like, and that's what you were talking about before, where it's like, all right, cool. Like, I did this. Like, this sounds good. Let me make this into an edit. And that's the concept I'm sure that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And same kind of shit that he did with like Nicki Minaj, Everybody, and like Shots, where he made an edit into that, where now it's just a pre-made edit for DJs to play, which they're just doing it for you.
Yeah. And that, like, you're letting the song work for you
Mm-hmm.
rather than working the song.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a bit to accept that concept, but I'll be honest, getting into house music more is really what brought me to that point, because when you're DJing house music, it's such a different way of DJing than if you're like party rock and hip hop shit.
Yeah, because you're playing a fucking 3-4 minute song instead of a hip hop or whatever song where you're playing the first verse and you're out.
Yeah, but you can play house music like that, and if you do it well, it works.
Yeah.
But you're not getting the most out of the song. You're not doing it right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't always have to do it right. But like house music, when you fucking play it right and you mix it, long mixes, and you make them, you know, big drops go into their own drops. You let the song work for you rather than... I don't know. Sometimes I'm in the booth and I'm like, I'm not doing anything. This song is just playing and like, I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
But you don't.
You get like impatient with it?
Yeah. You get impatient. You get like bored, you know?
No, that's like I feel like that's the harder part too. And I love actually to hear your take on this, where I feel like I've played so many venues now where you have like ownership or management or whatever, fucking whatever boss like is looking at you, and they always want like energy, whatever it's gonna be like, and they'll word it however they want, where they're like, it needs to be this tempo, you need more energy. And it's like, you could be playing a fucking 128 BPM song and they're like, we need more energy. And it's like, all right, what does that mean? Like, I could play a fucking 100 BPM song that has energy.
Technically, it's less energy. It's less BPMs. It's not as fast.
But it's like they don't know how to elaborate that to it in DJ terms. But then as far as like house songs too, where it's like there's a lot of songs that could be like 128 BPM song that are a slower, like down tempo track, where it's like you have management stuff that are on you to always like play higher energy stuff, where then now it's gotten to the point where it's like it gets in my head so much where I feel like I like you like overthink it while you're in the booth, and you're like, fuck, like now I have to play this song and this song and this song, and then you don't think about, all right, I could play this house song that's going to take you on this journey and ride this wave of letting the song play and work for itself.
Yeah, like someone sat and created this masterpiece. It's the hit song. It's Adam
how
Port
it's supposed
Move,
to, yes.
like whatever the fuck it is. Everybody loves that song. It's amazing. It's so good, and you can just press play on it and let it play, and it does what it needs to do.
But that song's a perfect example too, where like I listen to that song, I'm like, it's not a high energy song. It's 120 BPM like Afro house track, but it's got good energy, but it's not like a EDM like festival energy song. So playing that at like a peak hour, I feel like would be something like I would get yelled at for.
Yeah, unless it's the Rick Wonder edit.
Yes, yeah, because then you get that energy for it.
Yeah,
but no, that's I like. There's so much shit that I feel like I start to overthink because so many venues that I've DJ'd at in the past have like embedded it into my brain from like management or whoever else, just being like, we need energy, we need higher this, we need this, and it's like, dude, just let me fucking play, please.
Yeah. Well, they also like, I've had this conversation a lot, and this happened in Houston very often. And don't get me started on Houston.
I was just gonna say, I thought you love Houston,
but you know, management would be in the back office sitting, you know, on TikTok in the office, and you can hear the music from there. You can hear what song is on.
I already know what you're gonna say, and it's gonna piss me off
but
so much.
You're disconnected from what's really happening in the room. So you could play a song like Move, which is, you hear it and it's like a slower, sexier kind of thing. But if you have that crowd and you're in that pocket and they're there with you, you can't get any more higher energy than that.
Yes.
Like you got them. And when it's time to get out of it and go into some big drop, you have them and you can take them there.
Yeah.
But if this guy's been sitting in the office for the last 30 minutes calling bottle presentations and looking at TikToks and trying to finger servers, like, then he comes out and steps into the room and he's like, what the hell is this? Like, this is not EDM. This is not banging. This is not, you know, some big drop. Pick it up. And you're like,
look at the fucking crowd.
Look at what's going on in this room. And you just walked in. I've been here the whole time. And nobody knows what it feels like to bomb more than I do. I'm the guy. I'm sitting up there trying to do this shit. If I'm bombing, trust me, I fucking feel it.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit always killed me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're doing something else. If you want to be in this room and feel what the fuck's going on in here, then hang out in the room. Maybe I'll take your advice for it. You know what I'm saying? But
if you're actually out there with me and watching and seeing how the crowd is interacting with all of the music.
Yeah.
But not from the office sending me a text and being like, yo, pick it up.
Yeah.
I feel you.
It gets to me. I don't like it. The Party with Strategy podcast has a brand new sponsor. Make sure you guys go check out Rendezvous Limousine Services for any of your travel needs around the Midwest. It's the best you can get, top notch. Let's be honest, everyone's a little sick of buying Ubers, getting charged for Uber X's like they're black cars, and you know, the market's just not what it used to be. You might as well go with your best bet, Rendezvous Limo Service. They got party buses, they got Sprinter vans, they got Escalades, they got Navigators. Only the best of the best. Make sure you check out Rendezvous Limousine. You can find them on Instagram at RNDZ Limo, or their website, Rendezvous Limousine. If you're grammatically challenged like myself, Rendezvous is RENDEZVOUS. And we might as well do limousine as well. LIMOUSINE. Rendezvous Limousine. Best you can get anywhere you want to go in the Midwest. Airport pickups, drop-offs, party buses. Just going to see a friend. Do it in style. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the episode. Thank you guys for watching.
But you've been playing a lot more house, huh?
Yeah, I've kind of fell in love with house in Houston. I'd say like 2021, maybe 2.
Yeah.
In a couple of years. I never loved it because like when I was in the clubs and shit, EDM was huge. And like EDM's cool, but it doesn't have like soul. It doesn't have like a feeling. You don't listen to it and like, you're like, oh my God, I want to like fucking, oh God.
Like we literally were just, when Max was DJing and then fucking that Pasta song came on, like too cool to be careless. Like literally as soon as that came on and you and I both looked at each other, I was like, I fucking love this song. And you're like, bro, this like immediately where it's like, that's one of those songs, same kind of shit where it's not like a super high energy EDM track. It's a fucking house track that's got a groove to it, and it's just, you just feel it. You're like, I fucking love this.
Yeah,
and it's dope.
And that's a lot of the shit that's coming out now, and that's what people are into now. It's like hip hop had its time. Of course, it'll be back at some point, but right now, house is hot.
Yeah,
house is hot, and the shit that's coming out right now is so good. And just the Afro house and just the groove. Everyone's looking for they're looking for fun. We've been missing fun for so long. You know, places like John Boy is bringing fun back. House music is bringing fun back. These hip hop tracks are just about like shooting your ops and, you know, trying to skip child support payments and like, that's not fun. Like nobody's in the club having fun to that.
Yeah.
You're connecting with that song through bad decision making. You know what I'm saying? Like who's connecting with that song? A loser.
Yeah.
To put it in the worst way possible. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just in a weird spot, and house music's fucking fire right now.
You got house music and then you got the fucking girl pop.
Girl pop's big. What like are you talking like Katy Perry or like Chapel Roan and all
Charlie
that?
XCX, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
All them fucking. I mean, you play any of that shit at fucking any bar, and every girl sings all of it.
Yeah, anything that gets the girls going is A1.
Yeah,
if the girls are enjoying themselves, the men will follow suit because they're trying.
That's why I feel like so many of these dudes that are like, oh, I want to hear fucking Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, or fucking all these new whatever songs. Like it's like, bro, like let me play to these girls and you just sit back and enjoy your night. Like I'm not gonna play all these fucking hip hop tracks so you can sit there and lean against a wall, and then none of these girls are gonna fucking have a good time either because none of them want to fucking listen to it.
Yeah, like you're out trying to get girls. Let me entertain the girls so that they're here.
Let me fucking wingman for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm here for.
100%.
I'm the DJ is every guy's wingman, and they fucking want you to play all this fucking bad hip hop that's gonna cock block you.
Yeah, they don't understand. They don't understand the transaction of what's supposed to happen in a nightclub. They just want what they want. Everybody wants what they want. Everyone's so entitled. They know that they can just get into their car and play whatever they want, so they want to pull up to the spot and hear what they want. And it's just like, I deal with this at a spot that I play regularly.
Name it. Who books for it?
Maybe I'll name it later in the pod. Let's get deeper in so some people stop listening before I start talking about it. They cut me a nice check every week, and I love them, and I don't want to disrespect them because I do like everyone there, and I like the gig, and I like the money, and I like all these things. So truly, I don't have anything bad to say.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Treble Monsters? I'll tell you everything bad you want to hear. But
how's your gig tonight?
It was horrific, and we'll get back to that. We'll bookmark that. This spot, sometimes the crowd in there gets a little squirrely.
Okay.
And they want hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, like, I'll play hip hop, but I'm playing older shit. I'm playing party shit. I'm playing fun shit.
No
I'm
Hands.
playing No Hands. I'm playing Waka Flocka. I'm playing Chris Brown,
Yep.
Party. I'm playing like the fun turn up stuff. I'm not playing the EST fucking 42 Doug, you know. Yeah, I can get away with that. I can survive. I can feed my soul with that old Drake, like things that I resonate with from my youth that we can all connect on. But there's definitely a moment on those nights where there's that crowd in there where I have to let them know, like, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
As the DJ, as the motherfucker, like, directing this party, I'll give you a little bit of what you want, but then you're coming with me and we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll maybe give you a little bit of but you're coming with me and we're doing this. You have to like assert dominance over the crowd.
Yeah.
And sometimes it goes wrong. Sometimes they never accept the dominance.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yo, fuck this guy. Like, he's not doing what we want.
See, but like, how does that make you feel when I feel like that shit is so awkward as a DJ where you're in a spot where you know what the crowd wants to hear, but then at the same time you're like, I can't fucking play this because it's gonna get too crazy in here, or management or ownership doesn't want you to play that, where then like the crowd is looking at you like you fucking suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, it's not me.
No, it is me. It's me. It's definitely
Sometimes,
me.
yeah.
I'll own it. It's me. I don't want to play that shit.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying in that aspect where it's like you don't want to play it, but you know that that's what they want to hear.
Yeah.
But you're like, I'll give you something close, but we're not going all the way in there.
Meet me in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And be accepting of it, and they don't want to be.
There is nights when I don't, like, I come home and I'm like, damn, I didn't enjoy my set. Like, I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do because they wouldn't come with me. They were too fucking stubborn in wanting what the fuck they wanted, or I was too in my head about it and I couldn't execute the mixes properly enough to make them sound good enough to captivate the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's what it is. You win some, you lose some. You can't fucking win every single game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's what it is, but there's a piece of me that loves that, and there's a piece of me that hates it. Because when you do get them, you're like, yeah, I got you,
I fucking got you.
You're
Yeah.
in my house.
But when
you're
you don't, you
listening
feel
to
like you like
fucking
lost.
my shit. Yeah, when you don't, you're like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Which, like, you're like, all right, I gotta get better. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely particular moments in the night, particular mixes where maybe I had them with this song, like, okay, they wanted some hood shit. I played like something where we can meet in Peaches and Eggplants. I actually really like that song. I love that beat, gets me going. Cool, I'll give that to you. But then I try and I'm like, all right, I got him. Now let me mix into this R&B track or something where I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
But they don't come with me. And I'm like, there's a way I could have done it better. So I'm always correcting, you know, I'm always trying to be better.
You're critiquing yourself. Yeah. And being hard on yourself. It's like you're a competitor in a way with yourself where it's just like, I feel like DJing is like your sport in a competition aspect where you're like, fuck, like I need to be to this level now, like, and trying to fix and correct yourself and better your set all the time, which is a never ending game.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm the same way where like I get done with a set and I'm like, fuck, like this song didn't work with this, where it's like, all right, like you're just instantly thinking about shit where it's like, all right, this could have paired better with this, where I could have possibly like grabbed them by the fucking balls, like if these two would have meshed together. Like they loved this song, but then the next one I played, I fucking lost them. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. And there's even like moments where I'm playing some 50 to 60 BPM hip hop shit and they're with it. And then I'll mix into the Afro house shit. I got a couple good remixes. I got a couple like big bangers that are radio hits, Afro house remixes of them.
Yeah.
And like you feel the tension. They're like, okay, we're going, but like we don't want to. And I'm like, I'll get on the mic. I'll be like, just give me 10 minutes. We're going to Tulum. Just come with me. We're going to Tulum for 10 minutes. We're going on vacation. Come hang out. We're having a good time. Let's go. We'll be back. I promise. You know what I'm saying? And
just
you could
be
win them over
open-minded
like
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. I've like talked about this with like Austin and them, where it's like, especially Milwaukee, like people are so close-minded when it comes to music. Like they only want to hear their music. Like they only want to hear hip hop, or they only want to hear Latin, or they only want to hear country, where music is so accessible now by fucking everyone, where you would think that more people would be open to taking a fucking journey through music, and to be like, all right, cool, he's going into some Afro house. Like, let me listen to this. Let me get put on to some new shit aside from the same fucking 3 songs that I hear on the radio, or the same fucking 20 songs that are on my Spotify playlist. Like, I am here listening to a DJ, like, let me fucking hear some new shit that he wants to fucking introduce me to.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest pet peeve. When you see you try and play like new music or like a new vibe or something other than the fucking top 20 songs that everybody wants to hear all the fucking time, and then people just don't want to hear it at all. And they don't want to go on the journey for it, and they don't want to open their mind up to just listening to some new shit and possibly liking some new fucking music.
Yeah, but you can't stop trying.
Yeah.
You can't stop trying, because that trying is that's growing, that's learning, that's okay. You're in the thick of it. You're in the middle of a mix and you can feel yourself losing the crowd. Mm-hmm. And then you should at least have a better idea of what you could do next time to make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't stop trying, and you can always have that slam edit, that fucking whatever,
right
that you know is some hit that they're gonna be fine with, that's backup in case you fucking bomb this mix or whatever. You know, like, you can't stop trying. You can't let the crowd win. You have to assert your dominance over them and let them know, like, you're in my fucking house tonight.
Yeah. Because
that's the best DJ set you can have, is to give them a piece of you. Mm-hmm. Like, you're playing, you're like, what's a better feeling than introducing somebody to some song that they're like, holy shit, this is fire.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I got you.
When you get somebody like to walk up to you and they're like, yo, what is this? This shit's fucking dope. And that's like the best compliment that I get as a DJ. Mm-hmm. Where it's like somebody's fucking Shazamming the shit, or somebody just straight up comes and asks you, you're like, hell yeah, I put you onto that. You're going to fucking remember that forever.
Yeah.
Probably not, but I like to think that they will.
Well, for at least some short period of time.
Yeah.
You really got to captivate them in that moment. You're like, you like what I'm doing? Subscribe to my Patreon. Here's my Instagram, my links, all that. You got to really get them. You got to, while they're on the hook, you got to give them everything you got.
Just start feeding everything. You're just fucking airdropping Patreon links.
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, here you go.
Yeah.
Fucking everything.
All that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about my gig tonight, let's talk about it.
We do want to talk about it, because I've never been there.
It was horrendous.
Yeah.
It was heinous. It was blasphemy. It was trickery.
So what made it bad, though?
I'll tell you what made it bad was the fact that I had to go through a third-party booking company, where I've been going to this spot and hanging out there.
You know the managers, the staff.
I know the managers. They're all old. They used to be doormen and security guards and bar managers and things of other spots that I've fucking been DJing at forever. These are guys that I've known for a long time, and I go in there and they're like, oh shit, what's up? You're back in town, this and that. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, you should come play here. For sure, I'd love to play here.
Yeah,
Let's make it happen, And they use a third-party booking company, so they have to hit this person up, and they have to say, hey, we want DJ Strategy to DJ here, and he has to reach out to me, and he has to say, hey, they want you to DJ here, and I say, all right, what is it? When is it? What are we doing? oh, it's after the Bears game, they're gonna start trying to do like a Sunday fun day, capture the football crowd, go after the Bears season. They're supposed to be good this year. All right, cool, sick. Like that sounds dope. In my mind, I'm thinking you're the entertainment director here, right? So you have to have some sort of plan for entertainment, right? You're talking to them. This is your job. I don't get to have these conversations with them because you're taken this job.
Me in this,
You don't, you don't include me in it. Exactly. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, all right, these guys have a nice crowd for the game. They're trying to take advantage of that, throw a DJ on after, make a party, make something happen. All right, cool. I'll come through. I'll DJ. I pull up. There's not a soul in the building. The flyer, the shit flyer that they made came out.
Microsoft Paint?
Not even that. It was some young kid in a cave with a landline connected to the internet in, the Congo who's on Fiverr, and they hired him. Flyer comes out less than 24 hours prior to the event.
Yep.
All right.
It's good promo.
I'm still, honestly, before I showed up, I'm still thinking like, they know what they're doing. Like this place is popping on the weekends. It's a dope spot. I don't really see them promoting much. So I'm like, they must have like a strong email list or some sort of marketing company that does their marketing for them outside of social media or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. Let's rock. I pull up. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an industry party. Why wasn't any single other industry invited? Why, like when you throw an industry party, it's pretty standard. You invite all of your homies from different venues.
Yep.
You give them a bottle. Hey, come. We got a table for you. We're starting this industry night. We want you to be there. Fill up the room with bottles. Fill up the, free space. Reach out to whoever you can. Every single important person that works for the venue should be there. Every manager, every bartender, everybody who's not working should be invited. They should get a free whatever. Show up. We'll give you drink tickets. Whatever the fuck it is. New event. You want to pack it out.
Yeah.
You want to be able to show, hey, we're starting this event. Have someone record it. There's a packed house. Now you have footage for the next month of promo. Look at what we did. This is what we do on Sundays. Blah, blah. All this shit, which is everything that I would have had the conversation with these people of when they told me, hey, we want to hire you for this event. I would have said, all right, cool. What's the plan? What are we doing? Oh, you want to do after football? Do you guys have like a big football crowd? Is there a lot of people in there watching the game before? If they would have said no, I would have said, all right, well, let's start there. Let's get people in. Let them know that you're showing the game. Let them know that this is a place to watch football. Nothing. Like all of these things I would have taken into account for myself because I'm not just trying to get a paycheck. I'm not some fucking DJ who will just do anything because I need money, which is where I was for sure for years, for a long time. I take every fucking gig. Give me every dollar on the street.
Yeah.
I'm not there anymore. I'm trying to do something else. I'm trying to do cool stuff. I'm trying to work with a team. I'm trying to build something. Oh, you want to start a Sunday party? Cool. Let's start it. I would love to be part of that.
And be the part of the building.
Let's meet. Let's fucking figure out what we're going to do. What's going to make this party stand out? How are we going to make this event something different? Not just like, hey, we got 50% off for industry. There's a DJ here. Our doors are open.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't work no more. Like you need to put in real legwork. And then I'm at this empty ass spot and they're like, oh, post it, invite people. I'm like, are you nuts? You think I'm inviting anybody? You think I want anybody to see me DJing for an empty room? You think I want my friends like, yo, come over here?
Yeah.
No, I'm like, yo, go to the fucking poppin' spot.
Yeah.
Like, you're my homie. Why would I subject you to come to an empty room?
Come and sit in the fucking DJ booth and talk to me?
Yeah,
because we're the only two people here. Like,
you didn't do any legwork in getting anybody here. Why the fuck would I tell anybody to come here? You know what I'm saying? And that just is another example of what mayhem these third-party companies cause. Because I would have been on my shit talking to these people, planning something out, trying to at least if I had spoken with them and we came up with a plan and we did all these other things, I could say I tried.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, I'm just like, oh, I'm just showing up here and putting a Tiger Nuts mix on and like, cool. That's not what I wanted to leave my crib for. I could have been here with my girl,
watching
eating
fucking Gilmore
food
Girls.
and watching Gilmore Girls and just, a great Sunday.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing where it's like a lot of these agencies, Nashville we've talked about this before, where it's like Nashville, the majority of it is all run by these agencies where all they're doing is putting a body to fill in these venues. They don't give a fuck like who it is or whatever. Like they're just like, hey, this place needs a DJ, send someone there. And they don't look at it at the bigger picture of it of like, all right, cool. Like, what is the vibe of this venue? What are they looking for as far as like, is there an event that's going on? Is there whatever else? Like, what's the time of day that this is? What kind of set is it? Because they're never in there. The people that are these agencies aren't stopping in here and seeing what these venues are like. They're just like, fuck it. They need somebody 6 to 10. Let's send somebody there. And then for you, like you've ran all these parties. You've fucking done all this shit with Dolo where it's like you guys plan everything. You do the marketing, you do the content, you do all that kind of shit where this third party agency is just like, cool, he's booked. That's it. Where you could have like talked to them. You could have been like, one, I just don't see the benefit a lot of the time of like them even doing it aside from like the tax purposes that everybody like talks about. It's like, all right, cool. Like, but
taxes,
that's it.
Reliability of if someone cancels, that there's a roster of guys that they could throw someone in there and you'll have a DJ, whether it's a good one or a bad one, doesn't matter. There will be someone there doing the job.
Yeah.
That's big. Reliability is huge. I mean, if we're being honest, this is my tinfoil hat maybe, but I feel like they wanted me to fail. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, okay, yeah, you want him?
The agency
cool. We'll put him in there.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Like, what do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah.
You think I could pack this place out? You think I'm charging you $750 to pack this entire room out?
Yeah.
If I could fucking DJ, if I could put my name on a flyer less than 24 hours prior to the event and have hundreds of people show
You'd be
up,
charging a lot more than that.
I'm taking $10,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or throwing your own fucking events.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like you're paying me for one job.
Yeah.
And that is to do a phenomenal job of curating the vibe and playing music for the people that you can get into your venue.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, we can talk and I can make you some videos and marketing stuff and all that, but I can never guarantee you that because I'm going to be there, there's going to be hundreds of people there. Like, that's not my job.
Yeah. You're not a DJ and promoter and host and bartender and bottle girl?
No. There was even a point where 2 people walked in, there's not a soul in the venue, and there's not even a bartender behind the bar because he's fucking bored too. And they walk in and they see just nobody, even a bartender, and they just walk out. And I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do any of them say anything to you about like it being slow? Like, are they casting blame on you?
Not necessarily. I have had that before.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck do you think I'm supposed to do? You know what I mean? But today, no, thankfully, one of the guys was just like, yo, let's get some people in here. And I was like, I don't want to tell anybody to come here. Like, what? That's just going to be bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, get your shit together and get some people in here and have at least 1 or 2 layers of something. And then we could get people in here and build a party.
Yeah.
But you literally have an empty room with no plan of attack. How? Yeah. Explain to me. Like, I want to legitimately talk with whoever came up with that whole thing and be like, what was your vision? What did you see happening here? How did you envision people coming into this venue if you don't even have like a big football crowd to begin with? Like, let's start there. What are you doing throwing a after party? After party for what? When
you don't even have the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. There's so many instances of things like that happening where I'm like, I need to speak with somebody.
Yeah.
I need to see what your vision is. I need to know what the vision of what you want for the night is. Like, I'm all for you want to hire me for a job? Cool. I'll do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But like, tell me what it is that you're envisioning here.
Yeah. If you have it communicated and you can work on it together as opposed to just showing up and just being like, all right, cool. Like, this is what we got. Which that was like the biggest thing. Like in Nashville, when I started there, bro, like with all the agencies, it was like the biggest thing to me where it just didn't make sense to me at all. Like, there's spots that have an agency in New York booking their shit in Nashville, and they're not even out here. So it's like I just look at it as like running a bar and booking DJs. Like when I would do shit for Lucid and all these other spots where it's like I was doing that. To me, it makes no fucking sense to have a company that's not even in the city. They don't know any of the DJs. They don't know the clientele that's coming through there. They don't know the vibe of the bar. Maybe they came in once to do like a fucking walkthrough and see everything. But aside from that, they're literally just taking like word of mouth to book these other guys. And this bar and like all these other bars are paying them a percentage just to book these DJs that they literally they're never there to hold these DJs accountable, to see like how they're playing. There's no like anything for it.
There's no growth. There's no like strategy in it. There's no like reason for anything. It's just the reason is like, all right, we have a DJ budget. This is our DJ budget. We can literally take this, give this to a company and say, hey, this is our budget. Put people in here. What you do with that money, chop it up any way you want.
Yeah.
Give however much to yourself you want. Give however much to these guys you want. But if we have music and
That's
we
all
don't
we
have
want.
to worry about anything, and at the end of the year, you're taking care of all the taxes and you're handling all the invoices and you're doing all this shit, cool. Less on my plate.
I think about it like feedback wise too, though, where it's like they're not there. So it's like a night like tonight. So management or whoever is there is going to communicate to this booking agency and say, hey, we liked Zach. Hey, we didn't like Zach. Hey, they did this, they did that. They're not even there to see how the DJ played, how the room was, how the crowd was reacting, anything like that. So how do you relay any of that feedback back to a DJ when you're not even fucking there?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it at all.
Yeah. I really like, I actually, by the time this pod comes out, the pod that I recorded the other day with the DJ firm, Cy and Gem, will already be out. But we sat here and like hashed all this out.
Okay.
To a point. It was great. It was amazing. It was like very therapeutic, and it was nice for me to get all this off my chest, for them to get their feelings off their chest. And at the end of the day, I love those guys. We have a great relationship. We don't see eye to eye on certain things, and that's fine. You can't always, agree with everybody on everything.
Yeah.
And we were definitely able to come to more of an agreement for what we both think should happen in the future. But like, I don't see a big value in a third-party booking company for a venue that's like trying to throw a party.
Yeah.
That's trying to have like a good lit party and like an outstanding name for themselves in a city.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a hotel lounge and you just want somebody there playing music so that your guests can go down and get cocktails and there's nice deep melodic house coming through the speakers, sure. Great. Staff that. That's incredible. You're great. You're amazing. You're taking, jobs off of their plate, and you're handling it, and you're making sure that it is reliable and all that. But if you're a venue that is like trying to make a name for themselves and establish a presence in a city where motherfuckers go out and party and there's good DJs, this third party shit, you're never going to make it anywhere. Like you're never going to you're going to hit a threshold every time. You're going to hit a ceiling, because that's just the nature of that business. Is we have a budget. We need to put in guys that will do the job, but also not soak up all of the budget, because we need to make money too. Just the nature of that. You're not getting the greatest talent that you could get.
Yeah.
And you're never going to surpass mediocrity.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. Just immediately. Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully one of these days these venues figure it out, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
I do.
You do?
I think that
You're gonna have to right the ship.
Bitching enough. I think that if people are, can at least stop being pussies enough for 1 second to agree with me and we could have a revolution here.
Yeah.
We could change the tide. We could definitely make waves in this industry. I'm not scared of this, but there's a lot of people who really, they make a lot of their money off of these companies because they work with them frequently.
Yeah.
And I get that. You don't want to lose your, income. Nobody wants that. But if you're really about this DJ shit and you're trying to really fucking make it, there's room to make it happen without these guys.
Yeah.
And we would all thrive massively without them.
Yeah. Majorly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think about it where it's like, I've gone into like Barstool so many times when they had this agency and they would fill guys in just to like put them there that would play stuff that literally like doesn't fit the room at all. And it's because these agencies just don't care and they're like, oh, we'll just throw whoever in there. And they don't look at like what the venue wants, what the venue needs at all. It's like, whatever, we're going to get our 20% for booking this person. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's built on business. It's not built on talent.
Yeah.
And that can only get you to a certain point. You want to really fucking step it up, you need some talented motherfuckers. And speaking of talented motherfuckers, who's your favorite DJ right now?
What are we talking? Are we talking like big names? Are we talking just in the open format
We're
game?
talking traveling, open format, playing nightclubs, not necessarily like the Steve Aoki's and the, Dom Dallas of the world.
Okay. Kazes is the homie.
Kazes is raw.
Love him.
I saw him play. I was there for his whole set at John Boy last week. That man knows how to mix house music well.
Because that's what he's making edits for, man.
He knows how to do it well. He had me going. Yeah, it was great. He had that room. When you have a whole room just eating out of the palm of your hand and you're not playing like face melting bangers, like that's how you know you're a fucking good DJ.
Yeah.
You can play whatever you want and have them. That's how you know you're doing it well. You don't have to resort to like, I got to drop this big hit because I need to captivate him. You're like, I'm captivating him with what the fuck I want.
He's good at the mix of what he plays, of going from genre to genre. And like, obviously like house and EDM is that's like his pocket of where he likes to be. But like when he plays at Barstool, he'll go through everything where he's going from house and EDM down to like Paramore and fucking Good Charlotte and alternative rock and all that kind of stuff into hip hop, like back up to everything else that you want to hear, from your John Summit to Fisher to everything else. But then I look at these guys that like come into town too, of how else they're entertaining the crowd aside from the music, where he's very good at getting on the mic and working the crowd that way, and like working the actual stage of like going out and interacting with the crowd that's around the stage, getting them hyped up to more than just the music. So that's like where I look at a lot of these DJs now, is like
stage presence.
Yes. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, where it's like your stage presence aside from your like technical skills, your song selection, everything being like the whole package for it. He's one of my favorites, and he's obviously just a good friend of mine, so I got to put him on. Man, some of my others, I feel like there's a lot that I would want to like see that I probably haven't seen. Because obviously like Barstool, we get a lot through. We have like Crespo's there all the time. Fucking love him. Same kind of thing, where he's very good at working the crowd and mixing. Like, I mean, he's playing Vegas spots. He's playing Miami. He's playing Nashville frequently, where I just like to listen to what he plays. But there's a lot of guys that come through. Who's your favorite?
Man, I don't know that I've never heard Crespo play. I just heard Kazes play for the first time.
Crespo's here all the time. I'm surprised that you haven't.
Well, he was doing bounce a lot.
Yeah.
But
I thought he does Tunnel a lot.
I know I've seen him at Tunnel a couple times, like seen him on the flyer.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, yeah, on a weekend,
you're always working.
I'm usually working. So when I would see guys like that, would normally be like a Sunday, which bounce was big for that. It had a lot of guys out on Sunday, but I was in Houston for most of that. And when I was in Houston, there wasn't really any spots bringing those guys out. Although I do remember Crespo was playing Hayes.
Okay.
Which was always on a weekend when I'm fucking working, so I never saw him. I seen Kazes for the first time, which was awesome. I haven't heard Rick Wonder play. He's coming here on the 19th. I talked to him. I'm trying to get him on the pod.
Yeah. Where's he playing at?
Electric Hotel.
Okay. Nice. That'll be a good fit for him.
Who are the other like traveling guys? Conflict's obviously a fucking beast, bro. I mean, like, I saw him for 10 minutes at John Boy last time he was here because I had to go to work. But
you had him on the pod too, right?
I had him on the pod, yeah. And then, he sets up at John Boy, he gets on, and he's just so militant, like immediately just cutting perfectly, just like, it takes me a minute to warm up. Like, I got to get my hands warmed up. I got to get like in the zone and shit. But this motherfucker's just like, we're in there, and he's just like off, and I'm like, God damn.
I look at his like videos and stuff like that, and how you said like militant, like I look at his videos, and I'm like, this motherfucker looks like a robot, like DJ, and he's just so technically sound with his shit.
Yeah, he's nasty. Yeah. That was inspiring to see, because sometimes I feel like the way that I do it is the only way that it can be done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I got to warm up. I got to do this. But that's not true. Like, if I really wanted to, if I set a goal for myself to fucking practice every single day and warm up before my gig, if I spent 30 minutes before leaving the crib cutting and like then warming up at the crib, you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, you could make whatever happen that you want to fucking happen. So that was inspiring to see. I'm like, maybe I'll try and be like that more, you know what I mean, like something like that. But yeah, I mean, his music knowledge is deep. He played deep cuts at John Boy that like I'm not normally playing. I don't usually hear, though. I go in that room a lot, and that was inspiring. That was cool. He's obviously one of the best to do it, traveling for fucking ever. Spider, I saw him and Travis Barker. Spider's a fucking beast, bro. I might have to say Spider. Yeah. He's so deep. He's so nasty with it. His cuts are funky. Like, he's definitely always been one of those dudes where I'm like, damn, I need to have a career like that.
His music catalog is wild too. Like, where his knowledge of music is just fucking insane. It's like he has songs that he'll think of off the top of his brain and play, where I'm like, I fucking would never even have thought of this song, or like, I don't even fucking know this song. And he's been playing for so long that he just has a fucking extensive library of everything.
Yeah, and a lot of those dudes that have been doing it for that long, like, they were playing through the AM era where all the rock and disco and shit and like mixing crazy records in was such a thing, and then that disappeared for 10 years or whatever it was, and now it's back. So they have this whole bag of tricks that they used to do that they get to dig into. Yeah. Which is fucking dope.
It's like old routines that they have that now they're just like still using
they're
again.
Like, they want this now? I did this in 2005. Yeah. And now they want it back. All right, cool. I got that.
Still works. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other guys. I mean, obviously like Beat Breakers everywhere. Crespo, Rick.
I haven't heard Beat Breaker play, but I like that guy a lot.
Yeah. I've never heard him play. I've been trying to like get him at Barstool. Conflict.
Charging too much money, huh?
No, I don't know. They got to work him into the schedule. Yeah. And like Conflict, same way, where I've like told them, I'm like, yo, book him. He'll fucking kill this room. same kind of thing. But then it's like, I'm trying to think of like the main open format guys that are like traveling that much. Where like Chachi, I feel like is traveling a lot.
Chachi's a beast too.
Yeah,
actually, I've seen him play.
Like Sprite, I feel like
I haven't seen Sprite play.
Joe Maz is around a lot. Like Five and Eric Deluxe obviously still do all their shit too. Shit, I'm trying to think of like all these other guys too. But there's a lot. It's basically all the dudes that are fucking. I mean, it's the same kind of thing we were talking about before, where it's like they're known for their edits and remixes, and then so many of these other DJs know them for that then it gives them an in into a lot of these other markets to be able to travel and go play these other spots because they're known from their edits and remixes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I never, like, when me and Dolo were first getting together and like trying to figure out, like, we're both young and hungry DJs in this scene, and we obviously love each other's company and are like trying to figure out like what can we do to make it. What can we do? It's 2015, Conflict's traveling everywhere, Mr. Best is traveling everywhere, Scam's super popping, there's Five, and all those guys are traveling everywhere. Like, the traveling DJ was huge. So like
Vice was
Beast. It was like, how do we become that? How do we get to that point? And there was, in our minds at least, was like a couple different routes, right? It's like, make edits, you can go that avenue. Yeah. Become a social media influencer and go the Brody Jenner avenue, you know, like, and I don't know, for some reason I was just like, are the guys making edits, like, are the DJs who work with DJ City and make their edits, like, I don't really see them traveling and playing these clubs the same way that I see like the Scam guys doing it.
Yeah. No, not even close.
To me, I never thought that equated to that. But as time went on, things shift, and like, those are the guys now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't have the foresight to even see that happening. I was like, at this current moment, those guys are not these guys, but now those guys are these guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because
I think it's just like, you're in the DJ's minds. So now obviously, if the DJs have any say in these venues, they're putting these guys in the booker's head. They're like, hey, this guy makes all these fucking edits that every DJ plays. Book him out here. And then just kind of gets him in there. So, because there's a lot of DJs that like, I've heard like mixes and stuff, but it's like, you never know from a mix. Like, I've listened to so many mixes and then heard dudes live and it's completely different because they made this mix in Ableton, and
what are their
perfected
names?
It.
What do they go by?
There's some guys that I've heard mix live where I'm like, this is rough. I'm like, I don't know how you're booked at all these spots. But
do you think it was just an off night? Because I have off nights.
It's multiple times.
Okay. All right. Tried and true.
Yeah. But they make good edits and remixes because they're good producers and arrangers of how they do everything through Ableton or Logic or whatever the fuck they're making it in. And they can get 100,000 streams on an editor remix. So they have a bit of a following from that.
Yeah, it's the difference between doing it in your bedroom and doing it in front of a crowd. Like, you can mix records and be amazing in your bedroom, but once you get in front of that crowd, it's a different game. Yeah. You can have to do all the same shit that you know how to do already, but it's just, the pressure's on. Yeah. There's motherfuckers watching, and there's people counting on you to do a good job, and it changes the dynamic of everything a little bit.
So like, here, are you playing... Most of the spots that you're playing, you'd be like the headliner per se?
Like 50-50 probably.
Okay. But are any of the spots that you're playing, are they bringing in a lot of guys or no? Or is it mostly all just like the locals that are, it's you and fucking Metro, Gordo, everybody else?
The only spot that's bringing guys in, other than Tao, obviously, is bringing in huge acts, and also like E-Rock every 8 weeks or something, and then... Five's played there a bunch of times. There's like, some of the traveling dudes are there. But other than Tao, I'd say it's just John Boy, and that's mostly, it's a lot of the 4 a.m. guys.
Yep.
And then Kazus, obviously. Does Cresswell play at John Boy? I don't know. No. I think that's it, really. Like, who else is Tunnel's like here and there.
Yeah.
For sure. They'll I think if the opportunities match up, I think if someone's in town or gonna be in town or close and they're like routing something, hey, I'm in Michigan or whatever, like, can we make something happen here? Tunnel will bring guys out. But there's no like Paris club. There's no underground.
That's where I saw Spider. I was literally thinking when you were saying it, I was like, where did I see him? It was Paris. Yeah.
Yeah, like those guys,
But they're not bringing in guys every single weekend.
Mm-mm.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking, because then I was like, for me, like Barstool's bringing in guys every single weekend. Where
Really?
it's like, it's literally like they have Nash and I as the residents, and then they literally have every Friday, Saturday is a DJ from somewhere else. Like,
that's
so
dope.
It's awesome for me because it's like I get to listen to fucking
You get to have them on your podcast.
that too. I'm always like looking at the schedule. I'm like, all right, when are you in town? Like, let's do this fucking pod while you're in town.
Yeah.
But it's like just hearing the different DJs play. So I love it. Like I'm a guy that's like, when I'm done, one, I have to stick around because I fucking open and close for them. But I would do it anyway because I just like listening to other DJs and just like going in with an open mind of like, all right, what are they playing? How are they playing this room differently than I am? Like, what can I take from theirs to better my set? Like listening to shit that works for them where I'm like, damn, I wouldn't even thought about playing that, and try and like add that into my sets. But also why I was saying this is because there's a lot of times where they bring in these guys and have to pull them.
Do they send you up there like, hey, bro, you got to go get them off?
Yeah.
They make you do it?
Yeah.
That's rough.
So we had like one of the guys like a couple months back was on for like 30, 45 minutes. And they were like, you got to get him off.
Are you ever like, just give him 10 minutes, bro?
Or
are you ever like, let me talk to him?
Well, I try to first. Like, I'll always do that first where I'm like, yo, like, most of the time, like, it's guys that I know because, like, obviously, like, I put on for Barstool, like, they trust me with, like, the advice of DJs because they know I fucking know every single DJ from my podcast or just, like, from being in the industry and following DJs and stuff like that. So it's, like, for the majority of it, a lot of the guys that we have come through there are guys that I, like, vouch for. But there's sometimes that they're not. And then it's, like, the guys that I vouch for, like, I fucking always will tell. I'm like, yo, like, this is what works. This is what doesn't. Like, obviously, if they're coming through, I'm hitting them up anyway because I'm like, yo, do you want to go get dinner? Do you want to go do whatever? But then just, like, trying to help them out with what works in Nashville, what doesn't work, and how I know that management and owners want the sets to be played. But then, like, some of these other guys, I'm like, I go up and I'm like, yo, like, this is what you got to do. And then they still don't do it. And then I'm like, they're like, yo, pull them off.
Give them the light from the back.
The security light.
You got 5 minutes?
Yeah, but it's fucking awkward. Because you feel like a dickhead. And it's like, I'll just kind of walk up and be like, hey, like, they want me to jump back on. And like, oh, are they kicking me off right now? And I'm like, you got to talk to them.
Like, yeah, here's a shot.
Yeah. No, but it's fucking, that's what I was asking. I didn't know if you're like ever with guys in here and have to pull them and like go back on.
I've never had to pull anybody. If it was somebody that I vouched for and they were like, hey, bro, get your boy, I'd be like, all right, cool. But if like I'm just the opener closer, if I'm the resident and like management decides to book someone and they want me to do their dirty work, I might be like, no.
Yeah.
That's you booked this dude. What do you mean? I'm not ruining my relationship with him. You could go tell him you don't want him on.
See, and that's what I feel like, where it's like the couple times that I've done it, I'm like, I instantly feel like this dude just hates me now. And like thinks it's me, and I'm like, bro, it's not me. Like,
it's a really shitty place to put somebody in, for sure.
But it is what it is, I guess.
It's funny.
It sucks, but it's like, I mean,
What's the fastest anybody's ever gotten pulled?
Oh, dude, we had these guys fucking dude, I forget even their name. It was like
Robson Charles? No, I'm
no,
kidding.
they're good.
Kidding. I know. I just
They it was these two dudes, bro. It was when during CMA Fest. And these two guys that got booked through like one of the record labels knew these dudes and they like recommended them to get put on. So like they booked them because this record label that we were already doing the event with kind of like told us to put them on. These guys were I forget their name. It's like fucking country nights. That's what their name was. I don't know if we want to blank that out or not, but
I don't. Do you?
Bro, it was bad. They have like a little shtick where, dude, they have like gallons of milk and like chicken wings and like all this shit where it's like a gimmick for them. And apparently they're like popular for that, but really not even that. Like they have like 8,000 followers where it's like not anything huge for them to be thinking that they're like up here scale wise.
You got to have at least 100,000 followers to be pouring milk on people.
Dude, they literally have gallons of milk and they'll like pour them out. So they like started their set. Like I got done. They started their set and within like 10 minutes, they're like, this is fucking not it. They probably made it not even a half an hour and I was back on already. It was the weirdest shit. Like I was watching, I was like, what the fuck?
Were they just drinking milk and eating chicken wings behind you?
They had like a girl dancing on like the DJ booth, like in Daisy Dukes, dancing and shit. They had chicken wings. They had like a spinny wheel that had like all these different fucking things on it where it was like, take a shot of milk, take fucking, eat a chicken wing, whatever it was. And it was like a bucket of like KFC wings. And they were just like handing them out to the crowd. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, how did these people get recommended to get booked? But no idea. And then they were like, we have fucking, I'm a huge producer. I have this. I'm like, well, you guys fucking suck at DJing. It's not good.
Yeah.
So it just makes me think, I'm like, how do these dudes get booked anywhere?
Could be relationships, could be being force-fed by an agency where they're like, oh, if you want Steve Aoki, you got to book fucking Milk and Wings.
Milk and Wings. That might be the new name.
Yeah, it could be that. That was kind of the, that's kind of where the conversation went with the DJ firm was like, you guys are implementing yourselves as entertainment directors for these venues, and you're only capitalizing on one sect of DJs, right? You're only capitalizing on like the guys that will work for $75 an hour. Why not capitalize on the other market? You're already in there. Like, why not have another tier to your business? Why not tell venues if they want to sign up with you, if they want all these benefits that you bring to the table, taking care of bookings and handling this and scheduling and taxes and blah blah blah, whatever your sales pitch is, why not also but sell them on the fact that like, hey, yeah, sure, we can make sure you have the most reliable DJs in the city. This is what we do. We have great guys, blah blah blah. And also once a month we're going to book someone who's going to cost $1,500 and we're going to throw a themed event and we're going to like really do something cool once a month. Like, why not add that to your business model and like take advantage of the fact that you can get more money out of them just for one night a month? You know what I mean? And like do something cool. Have a tier of guys that are the next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense for you to stick yourself in between the venue and all these other DJs who are trying to make a living for themselves and just only work at one level. Like, why not have multiple tiers to your business? Like, what? I don't understand.
I would say to like sell it as like different tiers. It's like, all right, cool. Like, we can do these guys that are 75 and you're going to have this level of music. And you would think that the venues would know, like, it has to reflect in their sales. Like, if they have this dude who's been DJing for 6 months, or have you would think the sales are going to reflect it, where you're able to keep the crowd there. You're able to get them to open up their wallets and spend more money because of the vibe that you're curating there, versus this person who is a lesser DJ and isn't able to get the crowd going as well as you are. But then I think about like venues just not being able to see the value in that, where it's like they either don't want to spend the money to do it, or maybe they're just like, if it's spots like Nashville, I feel like it's hard. Like none of these other spots in Nashville bring in other DJs. And I think it's because they're like so busy all the time that they don't see any better value in having a guy from out of town versus this local guy who is maybe not near as good of a DJ, because they're already making X amount of money.
Yeah, I see that. But it's at least like taking a shot. It's at least making an effort to try and do something cool, like throw a cool event once a month. Maybe not even bring out a DJ, but at least start there. Like once a month, do something cool. Like come up with a theme, have, decorations that are different. Like just try something, do something, put effort. You know what I mean? Like give me something is what I'm saying.
But what did they say when you guys like talked about this?
We kind of agreed. They were like, yo, honestly, like that's not a bad idea at all, and like we should talk further. And I was like, cool, I'm definitely down. Because
I look at it too, where it's like when I was with the agency, when they were handling my bookings, like I looked at it as like they were positive to it, obviously, where it's like you're picking up gigs that you normally wouldn't get. Like I would get booked at a hotel gig where it was like an extra $400, like $100 an hour gig that I would never have like reached out and got that gig without this agency. But then at the same time, like I was doing gigs for like these rates that they have set, and you have no say in like what you want your rate to be. And I'd gone to them like multiple times. I'm like, yo, like if I'm playing these spots, like ask them for more money. Like I want more money for these spots. And in my mind, I'm like, if you guys are getting a fucking percentage, if I'm getting more money, then your commission should be more money too, because they're paying more money for me and you're getting 20% of whatever the fuck I make. And they would just like never do it. And I'm like, I don't get how this doesn't make sense to you guys. Like to like fight for your DJs.
Yeah. Like if you're going to do it, fucking do it well.
Yeah.
Like do it right. You want to be that guy. You want to have this business where you're in contact with these people and you're the one that's handling their budget. Like be good enough to get them to get their budget up. You know what I mean? Like if I could go talk to somebody and sell myself to get more money than you're telling me that you're able to get, why the fuck do you have this job? I should have this job. I'm better at talking to these guys than you are. You know what I mean? Like that was my thought.
I agree. I could go on for days about that shit.
Yeah, but that's like a cool thing that, these bigger artists, the agencies for these bigger artists do, is if you reach out and want to book,
you have to book
Steve Aoki and make you take these little guys first. They're like, feed the squad a little bit, then you can get the big dog.
Yeah.
And that mentality, I'm like, you should bring that mentality to your business at least.
Even from a local DJ standpoint. Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense. But I feel like nobody probably thinks about it that way at all.
Yeah. And, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about it.
Well, you're going to start a company. What's it going to be called?
It's going to be called...
The Bass Monsters?
No. There will be no monsters. What are the monsters doing? What are we doing with the monsters? There's no place for monsters in nightlife.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
It's gonna be. I don't want a booking company.
No.
I have no desire. That's the thing. Is like, it's not like I'm trying to steal these guys' jobs. Like I'm
You're
not
just trying to do it for yourself.
I'm trying to get myself in
Yeah.
there. Like I don't want your fucking job. I don't want to schedule DJs. And it's just what it is. I don't know. It makes me so mad to think about it. And this has been like a topic on the pod for the last like 2 weeks, just back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, just talking shit, and it's nice. And I'm hoping to stir up something, some sort of
conversation
or thought-provoking thing where people can open their eyes a little bit and be like, wait a second. Yeah, what the fuck? Like this doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense. So hopefully that happens, but we got to get you back to Sopa and Dom.
Yeah, they're probably.
Where do you think they're at right now? Do you know where they're at?
No idea.
Do you have
man.
Dom's location? Dom seems like the kind of guy where his boys have to have his location.
He's a wanderer.
Just in case.
He's a wanderer. Yeah, Austin said, "Bro, I need you. I'll murder you." So,
all right, let's get you back to him. Any last words? Anything that?
No,
you
man. I
wanna...
appreciate you having me on. I obviously love the pod, and
you were my first guest. I think if you look at the Party with Strategy podcast episode #1, like when I transitioned to doing from the Strategy and Dolo show to Party with Strategy podcast, I believe that you are the first guest.
When we did it virtual?
I think so, yeah.
Damn. What are you on now? 200?
No, 150, I think 7 is out right now.
Okay.
150 something with like 60 Patreon episodes or something.
In between, yeah. Damn. Yeah. It's awesome, man. I love the work. Obviously, you know, I have my podcast too, and I know the work that goes into creating a podcast and running it and doing the editing and all the setup of all this shit in here, and that's where I can kind of fucking nerd out about it. And I love just like looking at the different setups that everybody have and the stuff that people don't see on camera of what's behind the scenes and what goes into it. And I'm happy to be here and to be on it, man. I love it, and keep up the good work. And I hope you get a lot more bigger guests than me on it, and keep it going.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thank you for supporting.
Always.
And I'll be in Nashville soon. We have to do another episode of the platform. Make sure you check that out. I know I got to send you a mix. I was going to send you one, and then I was like, let me put some cuts on it, because I've been doing the little mixes on the fucking controller where I'm not really cutting. I'm like, if I'm going to put something out with my name on it, I got to put some scratches on it.
Yep.
You know? So I got to set up the fucking living room stew, set the controller up and all that. But I got you. I'm going to get it to you.
All right.
Been listening to all those rinse and repeat radio mixes on the Stairmaster.
Shout out to Kazes.
Yeah.
The boy.
Yeah, it's fire. I got all sorts of songs I got to download.
Yeah.
Lot of big. I love that he puts the track list up there, and I can.
That's what I was telling you, man. It's nice to have like that where you can just kind of dive through, and that's what I do for like the platform mixes too. That's always like the biggest thing for me. It's like so many DJs will hit me up and be like, "Yo, what's this track?" Whatever, and that's why I always ask the dudes for the track list, because there's so many DJs that'll hit me up after and want the songs from it. And for me, I've never been like a dude that's like, oh, I'm not fucking telling you this shit. Like, everyone's gonna play this shit differently anyway. Fucking give out if people ask me for songs, I'm like, cool, yeah, take it.
Yeah. That's nice. That's definitely a new thing in the DJ culture.
Yeah.
It's just giving music to everybody.
Yeah.
That the old school thing is like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
AM
mode.
Yeah. Shouts to Dante.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, K's shit is dope. The rinse and repeat gets you some good mixes, and got to keep going with this and see where this is gonna take you.
Yeah, I'm
got
excited.
Some upgrades coming soon.
Yeah, definitely upgrading. If my girlfriend is asleep right now, we can go to Liquor Box. So we'll see. We'll have to sneak out of this room. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment if you're on YouTube. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Algorithm activating activity. That's what we like to see here. See you next time. Thank you again for joining us. Peace.
Peace.
Well, alright. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul. It'll usually show when the truth ain't told. Use a lie.